and fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to light a flow. Really white like fire. Yeah. Right, rear racing, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, we control time. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's show time.
And welcome back here to Right Rear Racing. I know we've been off for a while, but we're bringing you the Front Runners Racing League right here on your Monday night, week number 14 at Portland International Raceway. As qualifying has began here, and you're going to have to bear with me, fans, as I'm not good with my turns here at road course. This is my first time broadcasting a road course here. We're going to have 8 drivers making the call tonight for your Monday night, week 14 of the ARCA Series with Front Runners Racing League. And again, on the Right Rear Racing side, I'm sorry that we've missed out for the last few weeks here, as made a move and internet was not suitable enough to do a broadcast. We tried to do our broadcast on Thursday with Dirt Series 2 weeks ago, and that did not go well. But now we have better internet. We're ready to go rock and rolling here again and bring you the racing action live to your TVs there in your living rooms. And Abraham did get the green flag. He's on his first lap. And as y'all follow along with Abraham here on his first lap, going to go over the point standings coming into tonight. After week 13, Peter Stewart is still in the lead, as Aiden Lucas is right there behind him, and Aiden Lucas is going to be 54 points behind. Brandon Valentine in third with 59 points behind Stewart. Abraham, the guy who we're watching now, he's sitting in fourth. He's going to be 67 points behind the leader. And Charles Broderick rounds out your top 5, as he's 125 points away from Peter Stewart. Again, we have 3 more weeks left of racing here this week, and then 2 more weeks after this. And Abraham's going to hit a 1 minute 16 seconds 16.52, and Nicholas is going to hit 1 minute 14.87. As Nicholas is going to be your quick time so far. As Troy, that 19 machine, comes off that last turn down the straightaway here, he should be getting his first lap time in. And Troy's first lap is going to be a 1 minute 16.53. I believe Aiden might have went off the track or hit the wall, as he's done 1 complete lap and no time. That goes same for the 38 of Keegan. Huey in the 38 here. As Keegan comes off that last turn here. And I'm sorry, that's going to be the same for Peter Stewart here. And Keegan's going to get a 116 flat. That's going to put him second. And Aiden Lucas is going to get your quick time with 114.40. And Peter's going to jump up into third with a 115.86. Troy is in fourth with a 115.96. Now we're waiting on Jordan in that 32 machine. I got him mixed up with another driver earlier. As we do have your open qualifying going on. And I'm sorry, I thought I had all that going there. Apparently I hit the wrong button and got it off there. Looks like we're going to have 15 minutes of open qualifying here. And it's still going to be Aiden Lucas with your quick time of 113.88. And looking at my schedule here for Right Rear Racing, we will start coverage for your Fall Frenzy with Dirt Series starting October 16th. Again, that series runs on Thursday nights. You can catch all that action live right here, as Dirt Series for the Fall Frenzy will be running a 6-week event with the UMPs. Week 1 is going to be Eldora. The following week on the 23rd will be Volusia. And then the third week, the day before Halloween, will be Fairbury. The 6th of November is going to be at Lernerville. The 13th of November will be your Big Dog 100 at Kokomo. And then rounding out with your last race. And also the Slick Track Challenge. Both races are going to be raced at the same time, I believe. That's going to be at Charlotte. And we will not be able to cover that last race there on Thursday, November 20th, as that will be my rehearsal night for the wedding that is coming up. And the rundown for over here with your Front Runners Racing League. Next week we go to Auto Club for 80 laps. And then we round out the season with a 100-lap race at Las Vegas. That's going to be in 2 weeks' time. Looks like we're 8 minutes into your open qualifying here. It's still Aiden Lucas with a 113.88. Nicholas Moffitt with a 114.62. Peter Stewart with a 115.44. Troy with a 115.53. Abraham here in your 84 machine. He's going to be in 5th with a 115.75. You got Keegan sitting 6th with a 115.90. And then Jordan running in 7th with a 120.86. And Charles Broderick has not hit a time on the clock yet. But he is out on the track. You see him right here. And Aiden has made his way to the pits. Keegan has made his way into the pits as well. Abraham has a yellow from race control. pushing off the track there, and here comes, that was Nicholas Moffat that was getting around him. As we go to the back of the field here, or back of the track, we're looking at the 91 of Peter Stewart. He's currently qualified in third, as we have 5 more minutes left of your open qualifying. And thank you there, David, for the like. This is greatly appreciated here. Let's see who else is out on the track. We got Troy in his 19 machine. He's not on the track anymore. It's only going to be Peter Stewart. As you see in there, you have all your other drivers on pit lane. It's still Peter out here, as he's already made 8 laps, and he's working on lap number 9 here. And we have 3 more minutes left of your qualifying. So Peter should be able to get in roughly 2 more laps. Again, I apologize to the viewers, as I do not know how to use the overlay to put the map up on the screen for you to see the positions and where everyone's at on the track. I thought I was able to do that, but I do not know how to do it. As this is your first time loading in on iRacing, or let me say that correctly, if this is your first time loading in on a road course here on iRacing, this track is a 2-mile track, just shy of a 2-mile track. It's going to have 12 turns. Again, we're doing 45 laps here tonight with your 8 drivers. Looks like the first turn will be your hardest turn, as it is more of a chicane. And 1 minute left of your open qualifying. Again, the only driver on the track right now is going to be Peter Stewart here, the 91, with his Cinnamon Toast Crunch wrap. And again, he is your current points leader as well.
Strap in, fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to let it go. Really what he like. Yeah. Right, rear racing, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Life live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, bleeding souls high. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
And the session has ended, but it's still giving us about 30 seconds until we're ready to go here. And again, your qualifying had Aiden Lucas qualifying quick time with a 1:13.878. Now, we're going to go to your starting lineup here tonight. As us again, Aiden Lucas in your quick time qualifier in that open qualifying session of 15 minutes. The number 20, Aiden Lucas on the pole. Nicholas Moffitt on his outside in that number 33. Peter Stewart, the 91, is going to start inside, or starting P3. On his outside is going to be Troy in the 19. Starting P5 is going to be Abraham in the 84. And on his outside is going to be Keegan Huey in the 38. Jordan in the 32 is going to start P7. And on his outside is going to be Charles Broderick in the 40 machine. Again, we're going to have 45 laps here tonight with your 8 drivers. And points could be on the line for some of these drivers, as your top 5 in points are here. And if you're just now tuning in, you haven't missed a lap yet of your 45 lap main event. As we are about to get underway here at Portland. Also, jump in on the chat, both on Facebook and YouTube, and let me know who you're cheering on here tonight. Try to get my cheat sheet up here to get ready to call what track or where they're at on the track. It's 5, 6. That should be 7. That is not. That is going to be turn 12 there as the pace car pulls in. We're ready to get underway here. And the green flag's out, and we're underway here for week number 14 with your ARCA Series with front runners racing league. Aiden Lucas is going to take off in that early lead in turn 1. Turn 2, 3. As he comes down straight there, he's going to go in turn number 4 and 5 here. Takes his left turn here for 6. And should be a right-hand turn for turn number 7. Going to pick up some speed here as they reach turn number 8. As it's long and drawn out here. And it looks like it's going to be Aiden Lucas first, followed by Nicholas Moffitt. We're in turn number 9. There they go in turn number 10. Nicholas Moffitt's going to look on the outside there in turn 10. 11 here and 12 as we come off to the front straightaway, and we are going to have our first lap completed here for week number 14 as Aiden Lucas is going to lead lap number 1, Moffitt in 2nd, Abraham in 3rd, and Keegan in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is going to be Peter Stewart, followed by Troy, Jordan, and Charles Broderick. On your screen now is going to be your top 2 of Aiden Lucas and Nicholas Moffitt. And then in 3rd is going to be Abraham, followed by the 38 of Keegan, as Keegan's trying to make his way around Abraham here. Both these drivers have moved up 2 spots since the drop of the green. Peter Stewart has dropped back 2 spots. He's in that 91 machine as he's sitting in 5th. Troy has moved back 2 spots as he's sitting in 6th. They're all right there on top of each other as we're still early in this race. Jordan at 32 is going to be sitting in 7th. And we have Charles Broderick running out the field. Coming off turn 12 here and going down the straightaway. Once again, lap number 2 is in the books as the grid is looking the same here. And we're going to go back here as Abraham kind of pushed on the outside there. Figured Keegan was going to try to get a run on the inside. It's still going to be the same top 5 for lap number 2. And we're going to stay here with Abraham and Keegan as we have 4 drivers here ready to go. We're going to kind of keep an eye on the front runners up there as your best lap time currently is going to go to Nicholas Moffitt in the 33 as he's running 2nd with it. He got a 1:15.19 and Aiden Lucas got a 1:15.23. And I think I believe I set up my cameras. So we're going to go. Oh, and Abraham's going to push off. Here comes a move from Keegan to move up to 3rd. Peter's going to move up into 4th. and we're going to look a little bit strange here, but we're going to stay right here momentarily and follow on board with Keegan as he goes in turn number 1, coming through turn number 2 here, getting it back underway here, and went to turn number 3 here, so turn number 4, I believe. Five. Here comes turn number 6 right here. As he gets a little loose there, gets it back under control here. Turn number 7. And as he... And right here is turn number 8 with that long swooping straightaway turn. It's more of a D there. Left-hand turn for 9, right-hand turn for 10. Got 11 and 12 right here, and coming off straightaway. That's what it looks like on the track for these drivers. Granted, we're sitting on the passenger side here. That's still what they're seeing from their window here. And we're going to go back out and check it here as we have 4 laps down in the books now. It's been the Aiden Lucas show since the drop of the green, followed by Nicholas Moffitt in that 33. And right before we went on the onboard camera there, the 38 of Keegan Huey. He's going to be sitting in 3rd. Peter Stewart in that 91 machine, he's going to be sitting in 4th. Abraham in the 84 rounds out your top 5 as he's trying to battle off Troy there in that 19 machine as he's sitting 6th. Jordan in the 32 is going to be 7th, and rounding out your field is going to be Charles Broderick. As everyone's kind of spaced out now. And Charles Broderick, something happened to him as he does have a race control yellow. And he's back underway. And 5 laps down, 40 left to go here. Hey, we understand it, man. With you getting that fever way that you showed in the Discord there. Hopefully you're feeling better. And you can finish out the season with the next 2 races, man. At least you're actually getting some rest and trying to worry about your health and your fever there. I know me, I always ignore it, so that's probably the best thing you can do right there is actually take care of it. I think you're going to rebound next week, come in here, and don't tell the guys this, but we're going to get an interview with you here on Right Rear Racing for a win. Not a podium, not just some random podium, but a win. That's in the books right here. As Aiden Lucas is still in the lead in that 20 machine. Coming up on Charles Broderick. Broderick's going to pull off the tracks so that way he did not slow up the leaders. Nicholas Moffitt is reeling in Aiden Lucas, followed by Keegan in that 38 machine. He's right there as well. as Broderick does go down. I believe that's going to be his second. No, he's only down one lap as everything's catching up over here. The gap between Aiden Lucas and Nicholas Moffitt is going to be half a second as they make the turn here. And right here's where Lucas is going to get all his speed and try to separate himself from Moffitt, as Lucas has about a 1 1/4 second gap on Nicholas Moffitt. And as we follow along with Nicholas Moffitt in that 33 machine, Keegan Huey's been right there. He's one of the newcomers of the league. I think I've only been able to broadcast him once, and that was probably about 3 weeks ago. And Jordan, I think, might have entered the pit road a little bit too fast, as he does have a black flag there. You see it on the screen as well. He's coming down pit lane, and on the straightaway here, putting Jordan a lap down. That's going to be Aiden Lucas and the rest of the field right there, as it's still Aiden Lucas in first, Nicholas Moffitt second, Keegan Huey in third, Peter Stewart in fourth. Running out your top five is going to be Troy in that 19 machine. Abraham in the 84 is going to be your last car on the lead lap, as he's sitting in sixth. Jordan, as everyone knows, he's on pit lane here, and Charles Broderick is making the pass now as he's coming down the straightaway, and Jordan is still on pit lane. As we go back to that 38 machine of Keegan Huey, this is his third race of the series. Again, we missed the last race with the series due to internet issues with the move and everything. So yes, we've only broadcasted him once. He's currently sitting 30th in points with 77 points. Still a newcomer to the league. He joined in late, but with how he's running here tonight and what I remember of seeing him 3 weeks ago, he would have been up there as well in the points. Now that they're down the straightaway, we are 11 laps down here. Oh, and Keegan's going to blink out there. Now Aiden has almost a 4-second gap on Nicholas Moffitt here. And I do apologize to the viewers for not really knowing what turns, what this is my first road course broadcast that I've done. I do know that's turn number 8 that Lucas is on, and you see back there Nicholas Moffitt's coming around there, followed by Keegan Huey and Peter Stewart on the back end of the screen. Should be 9, 10, 11, and 12 right here. And down the front straightaway. By the time I get the track memorized for the turns, the race is going to end up being finished. As Moffitt goes to turn 1, hitting turn number 2 here. Tried not to get loose there, coming off turn 2, going into turn number 3. That's Keegan going in hard there in turn number 4. He's right there on his bumper coming off turn number 5. Is he going to get a run on the outside of turn number 6? That's what he's looking at. He didn't want to do it. He came back down the track to the bottom there of turn number 6. As they're hitting turn number 7. And Peter Stewart's right there, your 4th place runner in that 91 machine. Here comes the 38. He's going to look on the outside. Now he's coming back and tucking in behind the 33 as they come down off turn number 8 on that long swooping 8 and going into turn number 9. The 38 of Keegan is going to be throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Nicholas Moffitt here, as it's still a little bit early in the race, as we are only 13 laps down, starting on lap number 14 of your 45 lap main event here tonight. And that time around, Aiden Lucas all by himself. He has almost a 7-second gap on Nicholas here. And Aiden ran a 1:14.97. Moffitt ended up running a 16:78. And Keegan ran a 16:72. Peter ran a 16:08. Follow with Troy doing the same thing with 16:08. And on your screen it's going to be 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Again, Aiden Lucas, he's out on his own world right now, as he has an 8-second gap on these drivers here that you see on your screen. Now you see Keegan going once again on the outside, trying to make a good run, going into turn number 9 and 10 here. Looked like Keegan was going to try to get a good run on the inside of there of Moffitt, as they were going to go in turn number 1. And we got Charles Broderick right there, right in front of your field now. And he's giving room to these drivers to get around. It looks like Jordan has called it a night after 9 laps. Again, it's been Nicholas Moffitt and Keegan Huey racing each other pretty hard here and clean, with the 91 of Peter Stewart reeling them in, and we're going to end up having a 3-car battle here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th if it keeps up this way, as we go back to the front of the field. That's make sure right here as they come off turn 12, Oh, we're gonna have a little bit of contact between the 33 and the 38. The 38 is gonna let up and let Moffitt back up there. We've got Moffitt loose, and Aiden Lucas does have a 9-second gap on the field. You see here as he's, I believe that's going to be turn number that's turn number 7. No, 5, because that one's going to be 6 right there with the left-hand turn. Again, he has a 9-second gap, almost a 10-second gap on the field. And here's 7, the long swoop, and 8. And we do have .30 laps remaining. Froze up there for some reason. And just see how smooth Aiden Lucas is being right here. Now he has a 10-second gap on Nicholas Moffitt. And lap number 16 is in the books for Aiden Lucas. We're going to go back to Nicholas Moffitt here. Again, we got a 3-car battle between the 33, the 38, and the 91 as they come down the straightaway. Going through 1 and 2. Right there. Keegan's right there on Moffitt's bumper as we're going through the turns. He's ready to go. As they go to turn number 6 here. And turn number 8, this is where Moffitt has more speed than Keegan. But going into turn number 9 here, Keegan does have a little bit of momentum going into, more momentum going into 9. He's going to get a little bit loose there in turn 10. And 11 and 12 here, he's going to be right there on the bottom, trying to secure that momentum and get around the 33 of Nicholas Moffitt, but he bobbled there as he was coming off. It's still going to be Nicholas Moffitt sitting in second. And Aiden Lucas is still in the lead with a 12.25 second gap on Nicholas Moffitt here, and Keegan and Peter Stewart, as all three of these drivers are right here. This is the best race on the track between these 3 drivers. Rounding out your top 5 is going to be Troy, and the last car on the lead, last car on the lead lap currently is going to be Abraham as he's coming down the straightaway here. Oh, and we have something going on with Keegan. I think he went off the track. Here comes Peter Stewart looking on his outside to make a pass as they come down the front straightaway. Keegan's going to get it back under control. And Peter's going to be right there. They're going to try to reel back in Nicholas Moffitt. And looking at Abraham in that 84 machine and trying to see where Aiden is as a relative. I believe just put Abraham down 1 lap, so your top 5 drivers will be on the lead lap. And Troy is Troy's going to be sitting 5th, Peter's in 4th, Keegan's in 3rd, Moffitt is 2nd, and Aiden will be your leader as Aiden's coming off turn 12 down the straightaway and completing lap number 19 is in the books now And Abraham has made his way down pit road. And to give you kind of the relative here, that Troy is roughly 9 seconds behind Peter, and Peter's going to be sitting in 4th, Troy's in 5th. In that last lap, we've seen a 1484 laid down by Lucas, as he now has almost a 15-second gap on Nicholas Moffitt here. Or I'm sorry, that's not on Nicholas Moffitt, that's on Keegan. He has a 13-second gap on Nicholas Moffitt. And then we have a 1583 laid down by Keegan in 3rd. And 2nd was a 1609 by Moffitt. A 1584, or I'm sorry, 87 laid down by Peter Stewart. And a 1558 laid down by Troy, as Troy's trying to reel in Peter, Keegan, and Moffitt there. Coming off turn number 12 here for Moffitt and Huey. Completing lap number 21, starting on lap number 22 here of your 45 lap event. I believe this is going to be a hard fought race between these two if they keep it up for the 2nd position. As they come up on Charles Broderick here in the turn, Charles is going to slow up and let them around. Oh, and Moffitt's going to spin out. The 38 of Huey's going to make contact there. He's going to move up into 2nd. Peter Stewart's going to make a pass as well. That spin out right there by Nicholas Moffitt cost him 2 spots as he's moved back to 4th. Peter Stewart's going to be in 3rd position, and Keegan Huey's going to be in 2nd. And he has a 15-second gap between him, 15.5-second gap between him and Aiden Lucas as he's coming off turn number 12 down the straightaway here. And between him and Peter Stewart, that's going to be a 3-second gap for 3rd. Nicholas Moffitt has made his way down into pit road. He's trying to slow down so that way he didn't get a speed and black flag. Troy is going to follow suit and follow down into pit road, as that's going to be your 4th and 5th place runners currently. So your top 3 stay out on the track, as we are right at the halfway mark with us starting on lap number 23. And it's still Aiden Lucas out in the front. He has a... And we're going to have a black flag thrown out to Nicholas Moffitt. I think that was a speeding down pit road on his exit. So he spun out there in the last lap that he made, and then speeding on his exit. He's probably going to have to do a drive-through. Troy is going to move up into the 4th position. Excuse me there. And Aiden Lucas has pulled into pit road. The 38 of Keegan Huey, he's going to stay out there and make some laps and take the lead. And the same thing for Peter Stewart here as he's moved up into 2nd. Go back here to Troy in that 19 machine. He's going to take turn number 8 here. As Moffat's right there with him, both your black and yellow cars. And Aiden has made his way back out onto pit road. Or I'm sorry, back out onto the track off pit road. And we have Peter Stewart still in 2nd. Keegan coming around 7, going down turn number 8 down the straightaway. Going in turn number 9, and Moffat's doing his drive-through for his penalty. As we go back to Keegan Huey here, is he going to make a pit stop yet? And it looks like he's going to make his pit stop now as he's slowing down. So that's going to leave Peter Stewart staying out there. He's going to take the lead here on this lap and have he has a 16-second gap on Aiden Lucas as Aiden is still getting back under control here. I'm trying to get back up to speed, I should say. As Aiden has now moved into 2nd, making the pass on Keegan, as Keegan's still on pit lane. Is Keegan going to pull out to maintain his 3rd, or is Troy going to come up here and take this 3rd position away from him? Keegan made a... We got some black flags thrown out here, I believe. Keegan's still in the pit road. He has a black flag. Nicholas Moffat has a black flag. Charles Broderick has a black flag. I think all of those are drive-through penalties, if I'm not mistaken. So Peter Stewart's going to be in the lead here with a 15-second gap. He still needs to make a pit stop here. Nicholas Moffat's making his drive-through as well. Peter Stewart's going to stay out on the track. Keegan Huey's pulling out now. He's going to go down 1 lap here as Peter's going to be making a pass moment. Or if he can get some speed under him, he will stay on the lead lap, as we only have 4 cars on the lead lap now. That's going to be Peter, Aiden, Troy, and Keegan. And Keegan is close to being put a lap down, as Peter Stewart is right there. Again, Peter is the only one that has not made a pit stop yet. And Aiden, you can tell he's on fresh tires as he just ran a 1:14.51. He's 14 seconds behind Peter Stewart here. Peter's going to go off the track momentarily. That's going to allow Keegan to get some distance between him and Peter from going to lap down and allow Aiden to come catch up to him. Aiden, I might have made a mistake as well, because Aiden, or at that time Aiden was 14 seconds still. He's closed that gap down to 12 seconds now. And Peter's going to come into pit road now and make his pit stop. Aiden Lucas is going to come around turn number 11 and 12. Go down the front straightaway here. And take the lead back once again at the line. And lead him here once again at Portland with 26 laps down. 19 laps remaining. Peter Stewart's going to be sitting in 2nd. Troy's in 3rd. Can Troy make it around the track and get moved up into 2nd by the time Peter's done with his pit stop? As Peter's pulling out onto the track, Troy's right here going down the straightaway. And Peter's out on the track now, going to turn number 1. There's going to be you can see them both there on the screen now as they're coming through turn number 2. With all of Moffitt's mishaps there down pit lane, he's moved back to 6th, and rounding out your top 5 is going to be Abraham, as both Abraham, Moffitt, and Moffitt are down 1 lap. Broderick is down 3 laps. And then we also have Jordan that only completed 9 laps and pulled off and called it a day. Now Aiden has a 32-second gap on Peter and Troy. We're going to have 4 cars on your lead lap, as Keegan is 25 seconds behind Troy there in 3rd. And I know my Streamlabs is saying that we have 4 viewers watching. So if y'all are watching, go ahead and chime in, and I'll interact with y'all as well while we're closing out this race here. If you haven't done so yet on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, subscribe, and get your alerts to let you know when we are live here on Right Rear Racing. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit that follow button if you haven't done so yet. That'd be greatly appreciated. And everyone's kind of spaced out now, besides Peter and Troy. Aiden Lucas is going to be in the lead with a 33-second gap on Peter. And I know that's going to be your top 2 in points currently. That's going to Peter Stewart's currently in the lead, followed by Aiden Lucas with 2 more weeks remaining after this. Again, that is a 57-point gap between Peter and Aiden. And with Valentine not making the call tonight, Abraham should be jumping up into your 3rd position. As we go back to Peter in 2nd here, we have 15 laps remaining. As Keegan's trying to make his way around the 84 of Abraham. Again, Keegan is on the lead lap. Abraham's a lap down, and Nicholas Moffitt right behind him is a lap down. Those Moffitt and Abraham will be battling for position number 5 here. I'm sorry, position number 6. No, I was right. Position number 5. I'm looking at everything and all the colors were throwing me off there. And Keegan's trying to stay off of him, and Abraham gave him the room to make that pass. And here comes Moffitt trying to take it as well, but Abraham's going to close the door and stay in his top 5 position. Moffitt's going to be right there as well, trying to make that pass once again as they come through turn number 7. Enter turn number 8 here. And we're going to watch the Abraham and Moffitt battle here for a little bit, and as I keep an eye on what's going on with Peter and Troy for position number 2. And we're going to go back up there to Peter and Troy. I thought they were a lot closer than what they were, or what they are. And Aiden has a 34-second gap on Peter here. You see Troy sitting there in 3rd. Keegan's going to round out your drivers on the lead lap. Abraham is going to round out top 5. But you have Nicholas Moffitt right there in the 6th position. He's trying everything on the track. Oh, and Abraham's going to throw it into the turn a little bit too hard. And Nicholas Moffitt's going to move up into your 5th position. Again, we're coming up here with Aiden Lucas, your current leader, in a dominant fashion here, putting on 35 seconds on Peter and Troy there. Just being smooth and consistent around the track. As you see there, he's trying to reel in Abraham to put him down a 2nd lap, it looks like. And here we are following along with Peter Stewart. As Peter has a 4-second cushion over Troy. And that 4-second cushion is not much here on this road course, as you could make a mistake and you're going to lose a lot of ground quick, is what I've noticed here tonight. And we have Troy still sitting in 3rd there, as Keegan is 21 seconds behind him. He's still trying to reel in Peter. Again, Peter still is 4 seconds ahead of him. As Charles Broderick does make his way down pit lane once again. And Keegan's going to be blinking in and out there, so we're going to try to find someone else real quick, get it back underway. We're going to go back up here with Aiden Lucas as he's coming around. Turn 12, coming down the straightaway. And at the line, we're going to have 10 laps remaining in this race as lap number 35 is complete. And Aiden in that 20 machine, he's coming on strong here on the later part of this season. He's gotten 3 wins, 5 top 5s, and 9 top 10s out of his 11 races. He's currently sitting second in points, with being behind Peter Stewart by 57 points. As he's trying to hold off Brandon Valentine, who did not show as Brandon Valentine was 2 points behind him. And we also have Abraham, who's currently running 6. He's 10 points behind Aiden here. And Aiden's just staying consistent with his 15-2-1. Again, all the times I'm saying are a minute 15-2-1 or etc. And something happened there where we're gonna go back and watch a replay real fast, as my notifications are saying that Peter Stewart ended up crashing as we're going through all the stuff. You see it right there. Peter got a little sideways there and went off the track. And I did say that earlier, that a 4-second cushion will not keep you, or is not safe on these road courses, as he got sideways there when he got sideways again coming off of 12. That's whenever Troy made that pass and got into second. We're going to go back live here as I'm watching the splits here. Peter Stewart's going to be go through everything once again. Aiden Lucas is still in the lead. He has a 46-second gap on Troy, who's in second. And Troy's going to have an 8.5-second gap on Peter in third. And Peter has a 7.5-second gap on Keegan, who's running fourth. And Nicholas Moffitt's going to round out your top 5 as he's 2 laps down now, followed by Abraham in that 84 machine, and Charles Broderick will round out your field of your current runners. Again, Jordan will finish out in 8th as he called it a night on lap number 9. You see right there on the back, or the straightaway right behind Peter, Keegan's coming down the straightaway as well. He got loose off of 12 down the straightaway. 91 of Peter Stewart's going to try to hold off this hard charger, Keegan, as Keegan's trying to make it into his first top 3 finished with the series. And it might not be his first one, as he does have a top 5, and that came last week, I believe, or the last race that they ran 2 weeks ago whenever my internet was messing up. And Peter Stewart's holding on to about a 5-second gap on Keegan. Charles is back off the track. Once again, Abraham ended up getting into a crash a few laps ago. Peter's going to push off, coming off of 12, going up high. Keegan's going to blink in and out and close the gap too while he's blinking in and out there. He's behind him by a 3 1/4 second. Now make that 4.5 seconds as they come down the straightaway. With him blinking, I couldn't see what he was doing or where he messed up at. And they're going to be trying to hold off Aiden Lucas, your current leader, as he has now a 49-second gap on Troy. And at the line, Aiden is going to be about 25 seconds behind Peter, trying to put Peter down a lap. We have, or at the line for Aiden, we have 5 laps remaining in this race. And Aiden still, on that last lap, Aiden hit a 14:47. He's just being smooth and consistent all around this track. Again, in second is going to be Troy, as Troy is still working on lap number 39 here. Again, we're going to hear from your top 3 finishers here after the race. And Abraham's on pit lane. He has the meatball black flag. That's probably going to be his night. As you see, his bumper's damaged right there as he's coming down the pit lane. And you see Keegan come around turns 11 and 12. He's going to try to reel in Peter Stewart there as they have roughly a 5-second gap between the two. Peter's still running in third. Again, we're in our closing laps here with 5 laps remaining. And Charles Broderick is going to receive a meatball flag as well. As you see, his nose is completely off there. So your second, third, and fourth, they're going to be spread out pretty evenly here, as Troy has a 5.5 second gap on Peter. And we're going to have, as soon as I say that, Troy's going to go off the track momentarily. That's going to help Peter close into that distance there between the two as they come off turn number 12. Down the straightaway, and we only cut off about 1/4 of a second. And right behind Peter's going to be Keegan. Keegan's going to be sitting fourth, and he's roughly 3 seconds behind Peter there, trying to get into the podium. And Abraham's going to make his way back onto the track. Abraham's going to be 3 laps down, running in 6 as he's coming back onto the track there. And the 40 of Charles Broderick is going to get his car repaired here, and he's going to be coming back out on the track. follow along with Aiden Lucas in that 20 machine. He's going to be coming off turn number 12 here, receiving the popsicle sticks as we have 2 laps remaining here. 2 laps remaining here at Portland. Basically 4 more miles left for him to race here. You see Troy still sitting in second. And Peter's 3.5 seconds behind Troy, running in third. And just shy of 3 seconds, Keegan in fourth. And that's 3 seconds between him and Peter. As they come through turn number 8. They're all trying to reel each other in on these. We are coming off turn number 12. These 3 drivers will be having 4 miles left in this track as they just received the popsicle sticks. Coming off turn number 12, all 3 of them are on the same straightaway here as they come down the front straightaway. And right behind them, running in first, is getting the white flag. That's going to be Aiden and Lucas. They're all on the same straightaway. Aiden did receive the white flag. Troy, Peter, and Keegan all got the popsicle sticks as they have 2 laps remaining, 4 miles left. Aiden Lucas has 2 miles left on this track. And looking at it, looks like Keegan is about 10 seconds ahead of Aiden. A little bit further than that now. As now Troy, Peter, and Keegan are all getting the white flag coming down the straightaway here. They have 2 miles left here. And coming off turn number 12, behind the second, third, and fourth place drivers, that's going to be Aiden Lucas taking the checkered flag and the win here at week 14 at Portland. That's going to be win number 4 of the series for him. We're going to go back up to the front, or back to through the field, follow Troy, Peter, and Keegan, figure out who's going to finish in second, third, and fourth, respectively. And Troy's still running in second there as he's coming through the turns here. As I get my bearings straight, should be turn number 7 right here. And you see Peter's right there with him. He's roughly 2.5 seconds behind, and Keegan's going to be about 3 seconds behind Peter as they work their way through the long swooping turn number 8. Troy is going to be working his way through turn number 9. He's through turn number 10. He has 2 more turns and a straightaway to hold on to his second position as he's going through 11 and 12. Right now, he's going to push up high, coming off turn 12. Down the straightaway, he's going to get your second position. It's going to go to Troy, followed by Peter in that 91 machine. Those are your top 3 finishers, and Keegan in that 38 machine. That's going to be your drivers that are on the lead lot. And we're going to get the rest of the field. We're going to hear from your top 3 drivers here momentarily, as we take a look at the rest of your results. Aiden Lucas takes the win by dominant fashion here in that 20 machine. Troy in that 19 machine is going to finish second. Peter in the 91 is going to finish third. Keegan Huey in his 38 machine is going to round out the drivers that were on the lead lap. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be Nicholas Moffitt in that 33. Abraham in the 84 is going to finish 6th. Charles Broderick finishes 7th in that 40 machine. And rounding out the field is going to be Jordan in his 32. And we're going to hear from your top 3 here momentarily. I don't see anyone over here. We'll hear from your third place finisher if Peter's willing to do a interview here. And Peter, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Man, that was a long, hard-fought battle for second, third, and fourth there. You're right there. Didn't matter who was in second, third, or fourth. You're right there trying to gain position or hold on to the position. After that green flag pit stop there, you fell back to second. You're holding on pretty dominantly. I think you got the announcer curse on that one. But
Oh, so it's your fault.
I just did say that you had a 4 second gap on Troy there, but being a road course, that 4 seconds can be closed up pretty soon by a minor mistake. I wasn't watching what happened there because I was watching Abraham and Nicholas race there and trying to hold off getting lapped again by Aiden. So kind of what happened there for that incident to happen.
So coming down the backstretch into that quick chicane, I think my eyes were just so blurry that I missed my marker, and the car slid through pretty much the entire chicane. And then when I tried to get going again, the tires were so hot that I looped it again. And Troy got, I don't know, I think about 10 seconds ahead of me. And I almost chased him down, but just ran out of time.
And you were chasing them down there for a while. Also, you are still the current points leader. You have 57 points over Aiden coming in tonight. Is that playing a factor with your game plan for the next 2 weeks?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it till now. So I'll say no. Just gonna go for the wins and see what happens.
And that's a good strategy there because I've seen people run for the points, and you're running for the points. You get too caught up in that you don't hit your marks right and end up messing up your race anyways.
Yeah, I think the next two races should have better turnouts because they're more popular tracks. So
Yes.
hopefully we get some big fields and have some exciting action.
Yes, sir. And again, congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. I know that you go back and watch the broadcast. I'm going to apologize to you for me being so dry with it. There wasn't much going on, but I was trying to find the action.
No, it's good. Now I know why I spun. It was your fault. So
Yeah, you can go back
all
and
good.
watch that and hear it and be like, yeah, that was an announcer curse. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just the wife, like always. You gotta thank the wife, or you don't get to race anymore.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. All right, man. You have a good night, and again, congratulations on your third place finish.
Thank you, and tell Troy he's welcome for gifting him that second place.
Yep, I'll tell him that. You have a good one, man.
You too.
And we're about to hear from Troy, your number 19 machine that finished second. And Troy, do you got a copy?
Hey, Donnie, I got you. I got me.
Yeah, I got you, man. That was a pretty long race there. You were being very consistent, getting where you needed to be at. You moved up 2 spots, and the hard charger of the race by moving up your 2 spots there.
Sweet.
Like I kind of mentioned to Peter, I did give him the announcer's curse there, saying that he had 4 seconds on you, but that 4 seconds can be ate up pretty quick by a minor mistake. Whenever he made that mistake, what kind of happened with your plan of attack after that one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really have excellent pace. I definitely felt after like halfway through the first stint, I felt a little better about my tires. I started gaining on I think it was like P2 through P4. We're kind of in a battle there for a while before Moffitt spun himself out. But I was gaining on those guys, heading off track, figured I'd pit a little bit early, get some tires. And I think Peter had, I don't know, 5, 6 lap better tires than me on the second stint. Mine started to give up. He was gaining on me. I was just sweating through the last about 15 laps. And yeah, I mean, eventually I looked, I'm like, oh, he's got Keegan behind him. I've got about 5 seconds to Peter. Peter's got about 3 seconds to Keegan, hoping Keegan could put a little pressure on him and slow him down. And I don't know, somehow pulled it out at the end. The last couple laps, I was really giving her, trying to get all the use out of my tires that I could. But yeah, I mean, it was a good race around. I don't think I think a lot of people ran the race they kind of expected to. A couple people had mistakes, but yeah, I mean, just kind of show up, get your laps in, and try not to put any damage on the car. Keep the pit times down. I'm not sure. I'm assuming everyone took 2 sets when they pit, but yeah, it didn't seem like there was anyone trying to go out there and save a whole lot. We were all pushing pretty good the whole time.
Yeah, it looks like everyone was pushing. I didn't maintain the camera on the pit stops to make sure or see what everyone was doing.
Yeah, it seemed the way the timing kind of played out. I know Moffitt, we're sitting in our team chat, and he must have had a little bit of damage from when he went around, but he went in right before me, and we came out about the same time. But I think he pushed it a little bit too hard, had a pit lane penalty, and had to bring it on through, which kind of took him out of the battle for the top 4 spots. But
And you did bring up Moffat there. I believe Moffat would be deserved of getting the tough luck award tonight because once he spun it, like you said, he's speeding off pit road, ended up getting the black flag. I think whenever he was doing his drive through, got another black flag and had to go through
yeah,
pit road once again.
He didn't serve it right somehow, and yeah, he ended up having to go through twice.
And that right there ate up his night, but he still got a top 5 out of the deal.
Yeah, him and Abe were fighting it out at the end there for
yes, they were, and that
the last first lap guy down. So
and that's the battle that I was watching whenever Peter ended up making the mistake and you took over second.
yeah, the first little stint there, the top 4 or 5 guys there were all pretty much on pace. I think the 20 was saving it a little bit, kind of knew he had a little bit more pace. Eventually he just pulled it out and kind of took away with it. But
yes, sir.
He's a good driver, so it's that's the next one. One more to go, one more to beat.
Yes, sir. And hopefully we catch you the next 2 weeks on the podium here to finish out the season.
We got what, Auto Club coming up next week. That's always a good track, very fast track. I like to draft. I think that's definitely one I can take advantage of and try to use my tires right. And then we ended at Vegas, which is probably my favorite track to do in these cars. So yeah, it should be good. Hopefully we can get another couple podiums and talk to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just the Basement Dwellers Racing Team. We got we participate in a couple different series. We try to participate in the endurance series. If we're looking for more drivers. If anyone's interested, just let me know.
Yes, sir. Again, congratulations on second place finish here tonight. Again, like I said, we'll hopefully hear from you in the next 2 weeks on the podium.
All right, sounds good, Danny. Have a good one.
Yep. Yeah, you too, man. And there you have it, your second place finisher of Troy. And now we're about to hear from your winner, Aiden Lucas, in that 20 machine. And Aiden, do you got a copy?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. It seems like you're making this a regular ordeal whenever I do the broadcast we're not having issues in doing broadcast over here, taking the win and coming over here and talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing at all. But tonight you went out with a dominant fashion, seeing that you're coming off turn number 12 there as second, third, and fourth. They were all going down the straightaway, still about to enter turn number 1. You look smooth out there. I'm not an asphalt guy, I'm not a road course guy. You look smooth and consistent. Kind of tell me what your game plan was on that last stretch, as I believe you were trying to save tire on that first stint.
Yeah, on the second stint, I was like, you know what, let's try and have a little bit of fun. I set the fastest lap, and I was trying to catch Kagan again. He sped on pit lane, but I was trying to catch him back up, mess with him a little bit so I can hold that over his head.
Got you. And
it was fun. These cars, I love these. This is a great combo.
And like I said, you look smooth, and you had a big gap there between everybody, so I didn't get too much of you on the broadcast. For if you go back and watch it, I watched second, third, and fourth as they were all bunched together, trying to race each other there.
Mm-hmm.
But you got around the lap traffic pretty smooth as well. I mean, I don't know, what was your toughest thing to do tonight with how smooth the car was acting? That's the best thing I can give you on a question.
Yeah, toughest thing was just I had the yips. It felt like through that back chicane there for a little bit. It took me. There was one stretch I couldn't get it right for like 5 laps. I was off in the dirt, smoking the stuff and slamming the splitter off the ground. But it was fun. Yeah, I thought Moffitt was gonna get me at the start. When I saw Kagan coming, I was like, okay, I gotta go, because he was bringing friends. He brought Peter up with him. I think Troy was up there with him. There was like 5 of us under a blanket at one point.
And kind of what I brought up with Troy on his interview, Moffitt was fast as well. I think he would have gave you a run for your money, but he ended up making that mistake once and spun out, and then had to go down pit lane twice for speeding.
Oh, he sped too?
Yes.
Aw.
And that's what's caused him to have a bad night. I think he's got the tough luck award. In my books, he did.
Absolutely. Poor guy.
And do you have any friends, family, or sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah. Well, first off, you bring the show to people, so thank you. And thank you to Prestige Enterprises for putting their logo on my car. And it's always a pleasure to go out and win with them.
And I will say one last thing. We have 2 weeks left. I don't know how the points work over here on how many you get for positions and whatnot. But coming in tonight, you were 57 points behind Peter. Peter finished third. So you didn't close up too much, but making a chase here for the last 2 weeks here.
Yeah, starting a little bit late, that kind of put myself in a hole, but I don't know, I'm trying to convince Peter to go to like Cancun or something next week so we can make it interesting for the final race.
Yes, sir. But it should be interesting for the final 2 races at least if he doesn't go to Cancun.
Yeah, maybe I'll leave him in Portland or something.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, congratulations on your win, and we'll see you next time, man.
Yeah, buddy. You have
Yep.
a good one.
Yes, you too. And there you have it. Week number 14 comes to a close with Aiden Lucas taking the win. Again, we will be going to Auto Club next week, followed by Vegas to close out the series. Will Peter win it, or will Aiden come back through with a... Again, he came in tonight being 57 points behind Peter Stewart there. Will he close the gap and take the points lead away and win your inaugural season for your ARCA Series with Front Runners Racing League? You got to tune in on Monday next week and the following Monday, next 2 Mondays here at 8 Central Standard Time to find out Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you next time right here on Right Rear Racing. Have a good night.
Checkered flag flying, it's the end of the show. From dirt to the blacktop, we let it all go. Burning rubber, slamming gears, making hearts race. If you miss the heat, catch the highlight, press play. Right rear racing, lights out, that's a wrap. From the front straight to the back, we attacked every lap. Don't blink, don't sleep, we'll be back in your feed with the throttle wide open and a need for speed. The drama, the thrill, the slide jobs and spins. Legends born in the booth and on tracks we win. Facebook, YouTube, hit subscribe and stay loud. We ain't slowing down, just saving it for the next round. Broadcast signed off, but the fire still burns. Catch us next time, where the story continues at full send. Joe, right rear racing, we out.